father's squandered legacy, they would surely be ashamed. All they worked for, all those years for, we have given it all away. To the bankers and the bureaucrats and to the Conrad Blacks, we owe it to those pioneers to take this country back.
Mickey Maneg!
Nice to see such an awesome turnout for today. I'm glad to see so many Canadians who care about democracy. Right now that I'm really no one. I'm a single mother from Christian Island. I don't really do much. I work, I go to town, buy my groceries, do pretty much the same thing that everybody else has done. But the only difference that I made with Site 41 is the fact that Parliament is failing Canadians. I dream of a Canada where people take care of each other, where we stand together united, we stand for peace, and we are the leaders in this world on democracy. And Stephen Harper, to me, does not embody that whatsoever.
So I believe that governments should be accountable, governments should be transparent in their dealings, and most importantly, they should be honest with us. My name is James Wallace, and I'm here on behalf of Fair Vote Canada. The Senate is not holding anything up. The Senate is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Stephen Harper is holding up his own legislation.
For the Green Party of Canada, Eric Jacoby Hawkins, everyone.
But all of these shuffling reasons are just excuses. The real reason is to avoid accountability for the cover-up of mistakes made in Afghanistan.
Greetings, everyone. We want Stephen Harper to open the doors of Parliament and get back to work. I am the president of the Barrie and District Labour Council, which represents the working people of Barrie and South Simcoe. While tens and thousands of Canadians are either unemployed or working low wages, putting them far below the poverty line, the Conservatives will collect their lucrative salary. And like normal working people, let them apply for EI benefits.
Simcoe Grey, our Member of Parliament, Lena Georges, was quoted in our local papers that she was aware of the fact that this type of gathering was brewing and that this was being planned, but the conversations that she's having in her constituency office are quite favorable about proroguing, and thinking that it's a great idea to take a step back and recalibrate and look at the serious financial crisis that we're in. Again, we know how to multitask. We can get that work done, and we can still keep working on all the hard work that these
We have, our next speaker is actually just an average, ordinary Canadian, runs his own, worked for Molson, lost his job there, started up his own decorating, painting company. Patrick Doyle.
Mr. Harper wants to stack the Senate to increase partisan bills, pass bills that are not in the interest of most Canadians, and to further increase the power of the Prime Minister's office. On a final note, Harper's Senate Reform Bills C-19 and C-20 died the first time that he broke Parliament.
Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Austin.
You know, the greatest threat to democracy does not come from outside in the form of terrorism. It comes from the inside in the form of apathy and cynicism. What are you going to do about your problem? And that's what we're seeing today. I can't tell you how excited I am to witness the rebirth of participatory democracy across this country, but especially here in Simcoe County.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm here not only as a concerned citizen, but as a representative of Make Poverty History Barrie. So what do poverty and proroguing have in common? Well, to me, both issues are fundamentally about rights, justice, power, and choices, or lack thereof.
And you better start swimming or you sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To ask the Governor-General to prorogue Parliament.
Second City, Hades Parliament rose from the rubble Thursday behind door C-15, a portable classroom on the serene and sprawling grounds of the country's police academy. An earthquake measuring 7.0 on the Richter scale, 200,000 dead, 2 million homeless, and Hades Parliament is sitting. Our next speaker is from the Marxist-Leninist Party of Canada, She also teaches at Georgian College. Ladies and gentlemen, Christine Nugent.
Join with all Canadians here today and across the country who are condemning the proroguing of Parliament by Prime Minister Harper. His dismal running of Parliament, as in the proroguing, is another move on his part to concentrate power more firmly in fewer and fewer hands.
I'm 20 years old. I've been voting for a couple of years, but the problem is, since I've been voting, I haven't seen very much working towards us for our democratic. Students and young people are being pretty apathetic towards government and politics, but in my opinion, there's a difference between apathetic and being apathetic and also being disgusted from what they're getting. So I don't believe students are apathetic. I don't believe young people are apathetic themselves, but I personally thought maybe withdrawing yourselves from politics is the answer, but from rallies like this, all I can really see is the only way we can solve this is by getting more involved and trying to create change.
These are sad times when, by a pretended necessity, the voice of the people is stilled by a self-appointed censor who is intent on establishing ungoverned executive rule. And that's the big problem. We cannot afford to let this pass. The precedents that are set today are the precedents that will be used tomorrow. And tyranny will not come in a rush. It will come in slowly on cat's paws, silently and step by step. We must make sure that our Canadian liberty, our responsible democracy, is not lost by inattention. And that's why Prorogation matters.
Yeah, well, and I'm a nobody. And today, about 3 weeks ago, I made one impulsive move on the main CAP Facebook page when I said, is there a rally in Barrie? Because if there is, I'd like to join. And if there's not, I think I'd like to. In the last 3 weeks, I've seen people from 4 political parties, 4 organizations, and many other helpers gather together and work together to make this event happen. I saw people who at other times were competitors, even adversaries, work together as friends to get the job done here in Simcoe County. I witnessed politicians who have different viewpoints cooperating and compromising with each other for the common good. And I began to believe that if this can happen here, then it can happen in Parliament too.
From the Vancouver Highlands to the Alberta Highlands, across the prairies, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, from the sound of Melbourne's chimes, out to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours.